Good afternoon, beloved Master Tanaka. Good afternoon. I am Saint Germain. I am here to bring a word, a guiding word, I would say, to all beings who are here, who are walking this path which we are pointing out. The path of light, it is simple. The path of light, I will say, it is only one. However, what happens when a being wants to walk a different path? This is allowed. When a being wants to do with their life what they think it's best, this is allowed. But this does not mean that they are on the path of light. See, there are differences, and you are confusing the meaning of our words. The path of light is always a path that indicates the good. The path of light is a path that indicates where no harm is done to any being. This is the path of light, where there are no manifestations of desires, where there is no manifestations of what you call the personality. Each being wants to be a visible presence in the environment in which it finds itself. Each being wants to be valued by his visible presence wherever he or she is. That is why you are living what you call distinct lives, because each being manifests what it considers to be the best for itself. But see that what you consider to be your best version of self, it is within your own judgment. It is within a concept that you have developed within your being of what is best, and it is not. This best is not God's truth. In the truth of God, there is no such thing as better or worse. In the truth of God, there is only the truth. And what does it mean for only the truth to exist? It means that every being is important in your life. It means that every being has value. It means that every being is allowed to walk its path. And what does this mean? It means you are what you are. You are truth manifested. But for this truth to be manifested, you must open yourself up, because this truth, it has no requirements. This truth has no form. This truth does not have what you call the consciousness of self, because when you develop an awareness of the self, it means individualism. And individualism is completely outside of God's truth. In the truth of God, there is only oneness. There is only one energy, and that energy, it is completely empty of conditioning. It is absent of what you consider right or wrong. That is why for you it is often so difficult to be understood, because you always want to be acting in the most correct way, in the way that you consider to be the most correct. This is what must be understood, because for God, everything is always right. For God, everything is within His permission. Notice how everything that you live in your life is within your permission. It is within this wanting. I won't say wanting, but it is within this understanding or not understanding. And how do you go about understanding? The first step is to silence your being. Because as long as you don't silence your being, you will only be manifesting your truth. You may not realize it, but you are only manifesting what you consider to be true. This is why the silencing of the self is so important. But the silencing of the self came to be considered a superfluous practice by all of you. And nowadays, when you need to do this silencing of the being, it is indeed considered difficult. It is hard to hit because you've gotten used to having these opinions manifesting constantly. But see, the practice of silencing, it is simple. It is also within your permission, as everything is within your permission. So today, what I, Master Saint Germain, have to say to you, conduct your life through the silencing of the self, through the silencing of this awareness of the self of each one of you, so that you can reach this energetic level of being in a consciousness of peace, love, brotherhood, in a consciousness of oneness. So allow yourself to do this silencing. Do this practice so that little by little it becomes more and more effective in your lives. Since it is a practice completely out of your habit, it will require commitment. But do this practice. Do this practice so that you have a real understanding of our words. Because through this practice of silencing and awareness, permission will have been given for our words to enter your being and bring you the understanding of everything and all the energy that we are bringing to all of you. So today, with this guidance, I, Master Saint Germain, with a lot of respect, with a lot of love, I greet you. Thank you. Thank you very much.